Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today we're going to talk about Cardano and its native token ADA. We're just on a caution lap right now. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump in. So I'm sure many of you are aware of sort of these caution laps. I'm not a very big NASCAR fan, but I was trying to think of what's a good example of conveying the information in a way that maybe some people can relate to. So when you think about it, you have these long races, okay? And every once in a while, you have to go through this period of these caution laps. And it's where the race is no longer, they're not going full speed. We're still moving around, okay? We're still going round and round. And the market cycle goes on, but nothing's really happening, okay? Nothing's really happening in the race. So where I see Cardano right now, again, as you guys know, is sort of in this intermediate area before we can break out to higher prices. And the reason I say that is because we cannot expect Cardano to put in new all-time highs with a bearish Bitcoin. And Bitcoin right now, as I've defined it many times, is bearish as long as we're below the 20-week SMA. I think some people might assume that my definition of bearish is implying what it has to do for the next year and a half or, whatever. Again, that's not my definition. My definition is, hey, when we're below the 20-week, market's bearish. We look around, we see Bitcoin below the 20-week. I don't see any new all-time highs by any cryptocurrencies. Now, I'm not that concerned about whatever your pet project may be that has put in new all-time highs, but I can assure you that most projects are nowhere close to putting in new all-time highs right now. Why is that? Well, again, Bitcoin's below the 20-week SMA, chopping sideways, a lot of altcoins get destroyed. But what's interesting is, again, we showed this chart a lot last year, but what's interesting is if you take the normalized return on investment, or ROI, from March 13th of 2020, when we had the crash back around the pandemic, when it first started here, then, or at least I should say, maybe not when it first started, but when we had the crash that was right after it started, we saw everything sort of capitulate. And I've been, for the last year, I've been showing you guys what cryptocurrencies are standing the test of time and which ones are not. And of course, I'm not doing the entire market justice. I don't have every cryptocurrency on this chart, but I wanted to put a few together to just show you where we are. In fact, over the last year, there have been a few I took off just because they weren't performing well at all. Now, the ones that I mainly talk about on this channel, along with a few others, but the main ones are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link, ADA, and DOT. Okay, those are the main 5 that we speak about on this channel. And we don't have Polkadot on here because it wasn't trading on the open market, back in March of 2020. But you look at this chart, and I think it's always important to recognize which ones are your racehorses and then which ones are the donkeys. Which ones aren't really doing much of anything. Now, a common misconception is that the cryptocurrencies that have not performed well are likely to start performing well. I don't believe in much short-term TA. I don't believe in many indicators that exist based on, hourly timeframes or anything like that. But one thing I do believe in when it comes to technical analysis is that an asset that's moving up is more likely to continue moving up over an asset that's not. So if you were to show me Cardano's price chart, and I didn't know it was Cardano, and then you showed me the price chart of a cryptocurrency or any asset, it doesn't have to be a cryptocurrency, and either it was going down or sideways, and you said which one is more likely to go up over the next 3 years, I would say Cardano. I would not say that the asset that's going down is more likely to go up than the asset that has already been going up. Momentum is ridiculous. And to some degree, the market is speaking, right? The market is speaking. If there's a cryptocurrency that you hold that was completely unable to put in new all-time highs over the last several months, it was not able to put in a new all-time high from 2017 or 2018, then you have to seriously take a look at what it is you're investing in. Now, that doesn't mean they won't eventually put in new all-time highs. I'm not trying to take anything away from them in that sense. But what it does mean is that there's an opportunity cost of holding that project. So Litecoin is a great example. A lot of people give me flack for not being a huge Litecoin bull. And you know what? I don't really care about the project in and of itself, but that goes with basically a lot of projects. I look at the data and I say, you know what? Not only if you run the analysis on maximizing your risk-adjusted returns, Litecoin comes up in order to maximize your Sharpe ratio. Guess how much Litecoin you should have? 0.0%, typically speaking. That's not true for a lot of other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. It comes back that you should have allocations. Litecoin is not, it hasn't really done much significant. I mean, yeah, it got to around the prior all-time high, but think about how many cryptocurrencies have doubled their prior all-time highs. Maybe they've come back down now because Bitcoin has, but so has Litecoin. So it's not that these cryptocurrencies can't put in new all-time highs eventually. It's just that the opportunity cost on those cryptocurrencies is high. So you go look at this chart, and we look at the normalized ROI of these various cryptocurrencies: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link, ADA, Litecoin, XRP, XTZ, XLM, Atom, Vet, and Monero. And we say which ones are standing the test of time. Well, when it comes to altcoins, I think at the very least you have to be outperforming Bitcoin. If you have a crypto that cannot outperform Bitcoin when things are bullish, then why do you hold it? Why in the hell do you hold it? You are taking on more risk by holding that altcoin, more downside risk by holding that altcoin than you would have been if you just held Bitcoin. And if you just held Bitcoin, you would have been getting higher returns. So there are a lot of altcoins that it doesn't make sense putting a ton of money in. That's not to say they can't go up. If you're in a bull market, if Bitcoin's in a bull market, it drags the whole market up. Any altcoin can go up. You could put like, you know, a dartboard on your wall and throw a dart at it with 1,000 different altcoins on it. There's a good chance whatever one it lands on is going to go up. That's not what we're here for, right? We're better than that. We want to look at which altcoins are likely to outperform Bitcoin at the very least, and ideally outperform Ethereum, but Bitcoin at the very least. Which cryptocurrencies on this chart have? Well, ADA stands out first of all. Now, it hasn't always been in the lead, but it's taken the lead back many times. So you can see ADA has significantly outperformed. It's always been in the top of the range, if not in the lead. It was in the lead here. And then it got overtaken by Vechain. It got overtaken by Link for a while. Okay? But ADA's still chopping through, still staying in the race. And then it takes the lead again briefly. And then it takes the lead again here. And then over here, it was in a class of its own. A class of its own. It was so far up the track. It was in a class of its own. And then Vechain took it over for a little while in terms of the normalized ROI. But now, Bitcoin's gotten bearish. What do you expect from the altcoin market? Well, you expect the altcoin market to go down. What do you notice? The altcoin market is going down. What else do you notice? Cardano is holding up incredibly well. Like, look at the slopes on a lot of these cryptocurrencies in terms of how far down they've been going. Note that this is a logarithmic scale. And look at Cardano. It is holding up like a champ so far. Now, does that mean it's going to continue holding like this? I don't know. It's going to depend on what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin goes to, like, you know, if 28, 29K is the bottom, then there's a good chance Cardano is range bound here for a while before we can break out. If 28K, 29K is not the bottom, then there's a decent chance Cardano is going to have to test those $1 ranges again and try to hold them. What I will say is we spent a long time picking our racehorse. Okay, you can go back on this channel back to 2019. We talked about Cardano all the time. I said it was a great buy below 10 cents. Now you look at it and it's still trading at prices it was trading at for in February, in March, in April. How many cryptocurrencies can say that? Not very many. So I expect in general altcoins to not perform that well when Bitcoin's below the 20-week SMA and chopping sideways. I expect that. Cardano is putting up one hell of a show. It's putting up one hell of a showing considering where Bitcoin is. So again, it's hard to see what's going on here. There's a lot. Let's just sort of remove a lot of the ones down here. This is what you get. Bitcoin's the yellow line. The ones above it have outperformed it. What's outperformed it? XLM has still outperformed it, but only slightly. We don't really talk about XLM that much here. Link, still outperforming it. It might not seem like it because Link hasn't really been doing that well recently, but it's a testament to just how well it was doing early on for it to still have a higher ROI from March 13th, 2020 than Bitcoin, even though it hasn't been performing that well recently. So that's how strong Link was back over here, for it to even still be at an ROI higher than Bitcoin from the local bottom in March of 2020. What other cryptocurrency? Well, Ethereum outperforming Bitcoin. We expect this. This is not a surprise. We expect Bitcoin to outperform Ethereum when things are bullish. We expect Ethereum to outperform Bitcoin when Bitcoin's bullish, at least when Bitcoin over the entire bull move, not just when Bitcoin's bullish, because there can be a few months here or there where Bitcoin outperforms Ethereum. But over the entire time that Bitcoin's above the 20-week SMA, we would expect Ethereum to outperform Bitcoin. On the other side, though, when Bitcoin's below the 20-week SMA, I would expect Bitcoin to outperform Ethereum. You can kind of see that happening, and Bitcoin's sort of trying to level off a little bit here. Ethereum's coming down. This is exactly how we drew it up. And this is why I told you guys back in May that the 90-day ROI on Ethereum in the summer is not that great. If you look at it historically, this is playing out. It is playing out. You see it playing out right now. We're nowhere close to putting any all-time highs for Ethereum. ADA is way up here. And honestly, I don't even know what the hell it's doing up here, but I'm not complaining. Let's put it that way. I am not complaining. If you are interested in Cardano, remember you can earn interest on it. I would recommend you staking your ADA with the ITC2 stake pool. So go earn interest on your ADA. We'll have a link for that in the description below. But anyways, we look at Cardano, and I'll say again, I do think it is a very strong racehorse for the cycle. We're on a caution lap now. What does caution lap means? What does a caution lap mean? Bitcoin's below the 20-week. Bitcoin's below the 20-week. Altcoins are on a caution lap. Don't expect crazy gains from altcoins when Bitcoin's below the 20-week. With that said, we cannot deny the strength that Cardano has been showing over the last several months, whether Bitcoin was above or below the 20-week SMA. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Also, remember to check out the premium list. You can find a link to that at intothecryptoverse.com. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Let's go for 500,000 subscribers. We are almost there. I think we just need about 28,000 more subscribers. I think we're at 472,000 subscribers right now. So make sure you guys subscribe there. I appreciate it. Click the bell icon to turn on your notifications. Go earn interest on your ADA, and I will see you next time. Bye.